Happy Friday. Long
Oh,
time no
it's
see.
exciting, right? Oh, such an exciting day today. I'm super stoked for today. Super stoked.
It has been an exciting day. It's been
It
a
can
busy day for our special guests.
very busy and very exciting. It's a product reveal, and my package that went missing in the post office has been found. Literally just
Beautiful.
ran in here.
So do you get to do an unboxing on
We're
on
gonna
tonight's
do
live?
we're gonna do a live unboxing, and we're gonna have the
Wow.
product reveal. Yep, it's pretty cool.
Beautiful.
It's exciting.
Beautiful.
Yep,
Well,
this is gonna be fun.
he's here. Do we just bring him on in?
Bring them on in.
Skip
Let's get this
all
party
introductions.
started. Get this party started.
Alrighty. I don't know if anybody can tell who's coming on or not.
Howdy,
What's up?
stranger.
How's it going? Long time no see.
It's been a long time.
So
Yeah.
what, like an hour?
Yeah, about that.
Honestly, with how busy today has been, it does kind of feel like a long time. Like just
Well,
so much packed into one day. Like I've just even since we woke up, I texted him in the morning and I was H and I said, "Man, I haven't been this excited since we were driving to meet our first distributor." Like
Oh
That's
the
awesome.
my
energy was
goodness.
great. So yeah,
Well, it's almost like that new feeling again,
Yeah,
right? Because you guys just launched your new product today.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
that brand new, we're back in business again kind of feeling, you know what I mean? Not back in business, but it's like we're
Well,
we're in business all of
you
a
get
sudden.
re-energized, right? You get that,
yeah. And
Yeah.
like the cool thing
Christmas
about
morning
this is.
feeling.
Yeah, exactly. The cool thing about this is it's a brand new product for the industry too. So it's not,
Yes.
our clips are innovative, but there were clips before. There were fabric pots before, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's really our goal is to just keep leveling up, step by step, and something that's completely brand new. It's exactly right. It was like a whole new start, and it's just fun to communicate new stuff with the community, our retailers. It's not just like here's how to use the bud clips or how to use the bud pots, right? It's a
Yeah.
cool thing to do.
And you guys got some
Absolutely. Well,
super, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say you guys have some super cool people working alongside with you too from the community.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like Northern Scrogger and Mama Kush and Basement. You
Yo,
know, you guys
yeah.
you guys got a lineup going on, which is super cool.
yeah. I mean, everybody's been. It's. I came from a real estate industry before this. I still do work in real estate as well, and it was the biggest transition to this market was just how friendly people are. Like there's not as much of that competitive dog eat dog, and I don't like to look at my business in real estate as a competitive business, right? Like I work with friends and
Yeah.
family. If you want to work with somebody else, that's up to you, right? I'm not gonna do crazy things to get your
Yeah.
business, but it's just like night and day with the cannabis community. Everybody's excited to see what's going on and very collaborative mindset with this.
It really is. It's a real community around here. So we've kind of just jumped into the interview. So let me just do a quick introduction. So Curtis from BudTrainer, welcome.
Thank you so
Happy
much for
Friday.
having me. Yeah.
I know we're all excited. We just like jumped right into it. Like let's just get going on this.
Yeah.
But today
Well, I
was a
feel like
new
it's just like
product
a
reveal.
continuation from earlier.
Exactly. But not everybody was with us earlier. So
No,
earlier
that's true.
today we went. I was live with Curtis and H from BudTrainer, and they were doing a product reveal, and my package was found and literally just ran into me. So I'm going to do a little
Yeah,
unboxing here,
go for it. I
and
want to I want to hear your unboxing and your pitch and all your ideas about this product. So go for it.
so we've got some exciting news. So if you want to talk about the new product while I unpack it, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you there.
Oh, so if you want to just explain what the new product is as
Yeah,
I'm unpacking it here, that would be
cool.
fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. So H started getting frustrated with some of the flaws with the solo cups, right? And don't get me wrong, awesome, yeah, I got the shirt. We reused our solo cups quite a bit, right? You drill your holes in there, and I like the label just right on the solo cup because that's a bit cleaner than putting painter's tape or something on that. If you really wanted to extend your solo cups, you could put a sticker on it or something like that. But not only just having to put the drainage in and just having to MacGyver some sort of prop up to make sure it drains properly. And then the transplanting just is kind of messy. And, I've seen people do, I don't know if you obviously Dairy Queen, how they do like the dunk, right? I've seen people like do the dunk with a seedling, and I'm like, wow, like, that's kind of wild. That's a lot of trust in that, because
absolutely,
when you're flipping it over, it falls apart, you damage the a little bit, or manhandle a little bit too much. So the main idea, like he said on the live, was just to have something that was reusable, easy to clean, and already came with the drainage. And then from that came the idea of the two-piece system with that bottom, like Mama Kush is showing right there. So the bottom does come out, and it's got this slanted top to it as well. So that's one thing to remember. You don't want to put it like this, because then you will get a bit of water pooling. But if you put it down like that and then fill it up with your grow medium, that nice drainage. And then it's got the 4 holes on the side here that just allow that water to come out, or 5 rather. And keep in mind, like, this is still in the prototype stage. So from the feedback we get from people like Mama Kush and Troy, we're gonna make that final design. We're gonna have a nice Bud Cups logo imprinted in it, and then probably our circle logo on the bottom as well.
That would be, I like that.
Very intuitive idea. Like he said, like when we were looking through, we have a patent pending for this now, so the paperwork's been submitted. But we were like looking over and over, and we're like, what are the odds that nobody's made anything like this at all, right? So
yeah,
that's what's super exciting about it is kind of right in your face,
It's genius though. Like, I do the double cup method with my solo cups. I do the red cup and the clear cup. So I can do exactly what you guys were talking about earlier, where you can pop it up, check your roots, not quite ready yet, put it back down, continue on with your grow. So I have to take my cup out and look at my roots, but you still got to take it out of that cup when it's ready.
Trying to transplant when your roots aren't full, like
no,
it's
exactly.
time to transplant, you need to wait. But if you've already done that tip on the solo cups, you've already done the tip, you've just now smashed it, it's collapsing, it's not what you want.
They crack and they're weak, and they they're just,
this is fabulous.
Well,
and
I mean,
they're dishwasher safe.
Absolutely.
That
just make sure
that just blows my mind.
Make sure it doesn't hit the really warm heaters in your dishwasher, but super easy to clean. Even hand cleaning would probably even be really easy to do with that. So we're super.
You get right to the bottom. You can clean it from the top, clean it from the bottom. You can get all angles of it. So
put your hand right through it. So, and like back to the solo cups, like that was something that the cannabis community has always done really well, is MacGyver products that exist to fit the needs of the cannabis industry, right? Like, I remember when I was a young kid, we'd be at the park, obviously didn't have the money to afford a nice glass piece to smoke out of, and we'd be doing the old Gatorade bottle with a ratchet. Not something I want to go back to anytime, but it's just that, like, intuitive. We'll find a way as stoners to figure out how to
Absolutely.
If there's a will, there is a way. Like, how many times have we had to crush an old pop can or something and pop some holes in it? And,
I did that I did that last week because I didn't have anything to smoke, and I was in the truck waiting to go into the movies. I was like, I got weed, I got nothing to smoke it with, but I got a pop can. Super ghetto, but I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Do it.
It's crazy. We're like mini engineers without a degree.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis Leary said it the best when he did his stand-up bit, I don't know, 20 years ago or whatever it was. He said, everybody hates on potheads. They say we're stupid, they say we're this. He goes, potheads make the best carpenters. He said they can figure anything out. He said, who else do you know that can make a pipe, a working pipe out of an apple?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it's cool. I've seen people do like pumpkins and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may take that extra time, but I mean, it adds a different flavor profile to your hobby. So,
It's
yeah,
just
it's
to
amazing.
say you did it, but
Yeah, I've got quite a collection of stuff now, so I hopefully won't have to go back to that. But yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We'll figure out a way, and ideally, we'll be coming out maybe with more products in the near future,
Like,
right? So
I can't believe that this is like patent pending technology here, right?
yeah,
Like how is this not already a thing, right? Like it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Like the attention to detail, like just to be able to pop your finger up and to be
yeah.
able to.
I have one of the seedlings. Let me grab it so I can.
Oh yes, please, yeah. But I mean, dishwasher safe, people. Just top rack.
sanitized.
Top rack, dishwasher safe, right? Don't put it right on the heating element.
Probably
right?
put the bottom right in your like silverware tray so it doesn't fall.
Yeah, just put it in
you
your
know?
cup rack up top.
Yeah.
Should be all right.
Exactly.
So this is one of the seedlings. When I get
There
my
we go,
top,
yeah.
it's all messy, but once you push that, you can check out the roots. This one, hard to see,
Oh,
a little bit dark, but it does have a nice root structure and then holds that form really nice, and then you don't have to flip it over.
oh, I love
Genius.
that. I absolutely, you just have
Super
a little peek
genius.
because, we're Snoopy. We sit there and spend time with our plants. Sometimes
Yeah.
too much time because then we ended up, picking too many leaves off or, or manicuring or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I left one of mine out that I was doing some training on the other day, and I came back and my cat had taken off a couple leaves, and I'm just like,
Oh,
man.
no.
Can't leave anything out unattended.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well,
So how did you guys?
go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
No,
you go ahead.
I was just gonna say my grandson over the summer was out to kill one of my autoflowers. He had one autoflower that he was out to kill it, and the poor
Targeted.
thing literally became a seedling and then went, Matt, I got a flower, and I got the nug is like that big. Like it's just like the tiniest thing ever.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a weed to some people, right? Not everybody loves the plant as much as we do, but
Yeah.
Well, he was 3, right? And he got a good reaction. He would knock it over, and everybody would freak out. So
He just wanted to get his hands dirty. He's just trying to get in there and help.
we'll give him a pass for now.
He's
He'll have to make up.
Right.
He's my tornado.
That's funny. So
Again,
when did you guys get into business? Like when did you guys start?
Yeah, so I joined in January of 2022. So I've been with the team for just over a year. I was actually the 4th person into the business as well. So we have a more silent partner who's actually out west. He's a BC guy.
Nice.
So yeah, so he went to UW with Henrique, so he's got the connection to him there, and they started the business together back when there was like 3D printing the products. We actually started with the fabric pots first, and then they added Juliana, who was on our live last week as well. She works for this awesome company called Food Huggers, and she's one of the main drivers behind how focused on this sustainability and the green friendly side of things. So that product is a replacement for cellophane wrap, like plastic wrap. So they come in these different sizes, and you can use them to save like vegetables and fruits. So say you're cutting up a tomato for a sandwich and you only want to cut half of that, you put these Food Huggers on it. It seals up the part that you've cut, and then you can put that back in the fridge, and it extends the life of your veggies. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually funny. The smallest size fits really well on top of a bong. So if you're traveling and you want to protect it, it's like a silicone cap for the top of your bong.
There you go.
Put it in.
Oh, you got a whole new market right
Yeah,
there.
it's that innovation of stoners, right?
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, that would fit perfectly on top of a
Yellow.
bong.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so she
amazing.
she does a lot of our e-commerce stuff. She's very proficient with Amazon and online orders and logistics. She's kind of obsessed with logistics, and I don't know if you guys have any kind of experience in those fields, but
I do.
it's we get so used to Amazon delivering things within 24 hours,
That's
right?
right.
And it's just like there's so much that goes on behind the scenes for that to be capable, right? Just the coordination and everything. So her experience has been great helping the e-commerce side, and then I came on to handle more of the retailer sales, help with finding.
Yeah. Oh, we're glitching a bit there.
Oh, spinning.
Oh, we're spinning. We're swirling. Isn't a Friday night without a swirl?
Absolutely.
Well, he's catching up there. So this is the new product launch, and they're called the Bud Cups. So they are the replacement for cheap disposable solo cups. They are dishwasher safe. They are absolutely fabulous. I just got mine in. The bottom is shaped in a way. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Oh, he'll be back in a second. He just lost his connection. Okay, so you can see that there's a little bit of a, I don't know, kind of a hat. I'm trying to get a good angle here. There we go. There we go. Hi.
Hi, sorry about that.
Okay.
I set an alarm so I wouldn't forget to come, just because I'm running out of brain power, and then it just kept going off. I couldn't turn it off. I kept snoozing it.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't live without my alarms. I'm like, I set alarms for absolutely everything in my life, because I'll just start playing in my garden and just like be off in another world, and then I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be live with BudTrainer today.
Next thing you know, it's been 3 hours and you were supposed to be done 2 hours ago.
Exactly.
Right.
But I saw a comment there asking about the price. So a 4-pack is going to sell for $19.99 at retail. But something that your viewers don't know yet is we actually want to crowdsource an investment for this so that we can get a mold. So when I said these are prototypes, these are 3D printed prototypes. They're not going to last as long as an actual mold, just like our original 3D printed bud clips. So now that we've kind of confirmed that this is a product that we think the market's going to enjoy, and something that's going to actually improve their toolbox of cannabis related growing equipment, we're going to this site called Indiegogo, which is kind of like a Kickstarter, except they're cannabis friendly. So that will be up in a few weeks. I believe it's the late November. That'll be live. If you go to bit.ly, so bit.ly/budcups, you can sign up for our emails, and the first early adopters are going to get heavy discounts. So if you're one of the first 100 people to place an order for the Bud Cups, you're going to get a 50% discount. Once that 100 is used up, we're going to have a scale of discounts for people who are joining in after the fact. Yeah, perfect. That's the link there.
Did I get that right?
That's bang on. Yeah, it's easier than doing indiegogo.com/BudTrainer/BudClips. So we just shortened it to that. But you'll be able to sign up for emails.
I'll have the link in my link tree too as well. Like once we get this all hooked up and everything and ready to go, I'll have a link in my link tree that you can just click on. You don't have to type anything in. Make it easy.
For sure. And another thing too for you, Mama Kush, is you'll have your own link eventually. So once that 100 runs out, you'll have influencer specific discounts as well. So you can support Mama Kush as well.
Their people. Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
See, this is what I love. You guys are so community driven. You know what it's like to be a grower, to be a smoker, to be that MacGyver, to so this is not you guys are a couple of corporate guys coming into the scene trying to, you guys are really a part of this community, like real grassroots, like upstarts and
growers made by growers, which is way better.
Exactly.
And that's the great thing about H. Like I was so amateur when I started with BudTrainer when it came to growing, and I'll admit it's mostly because I'm super stubborn, and he's the opposite. He's willing to listen to everybody, and then once he listens distance, he'll figure out whether he wants to act on that stuff. But the story of how BudTrainer came to be is he started his grow journey and he got all this conflicting information online. There'd be a bunch of bro science that might improve your yield a little bit, but not necessarily worth the time. And then there was really good information, but it was hard as a beginner to just like figure out which is which, right? So he actually ended up going to a commercial cannabis program after already having an engineering degree, believe it or not. So, you know, you go through UW, who's world renowned for their engineering program, and then he ended up at Niagara College for the first ever commercial cannabis program, and he learned the basics and figured out it's actually a lot easier than some people make it out to be.
And they all make it way harder, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, there's skeptics with trading too, right? If you don't do it right, you can spend a lot of time and not improve your yield. And that's why we're doing things like studies at Niagara College on, you know, the effects of applying bud clips.
But now that the plant has become a little bit more accessible to the studies and the scientists, and you know, like we're all in Canada, so we're federally legal. So now these universities can legally study how to train it and stuff. So it's wonderful to be able to be a part of that ground floor as this is all exploding.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, if to that point, you have, you know, studies on tomatoes and all these other crops on how to optimize their yields, what nutrients they need, you know, how to cultivate them, because they've been legal for so long. So there's no debate when it comes to growing tomatoes, what's best for the tomato. When it comes to cannabis, we're still at the beginning of that stage. So that's something that really interested him. I'll be honest, I'm not big on school. So I, you know, did university and I couldn't wait to get out of there.
On our show, just, you know.
No math.
So, yeah, it's been an interesting experience. I will say he's made me do a lot more for my grow than I would have ever done, because he has a great way of explaining things where you see the benefit while he's explaining it. You're like, okay, you know what, I will do that because I want that result. Whereas you don't really get that with, you know, a lot of people who are kind of doing the bro science thing. So.
Exactly.
Well, it helps that he understands all the steps up to that point and what those effects do. So he knows what's going to happen after the fact because he's studied it, he's tried it, he's done it, you know. So you get a lot of these people with their bro science and it's just kind of like, you know, they're just talking out their ass.
And to be fair to them, they've probably done it and had good results, right? But does it necessarily mean that that's something that's repeatable? Because there's so many variables, right? Like your grow tent compared to my grow tent could be completely different atmospheres. We've got different lights, different CO2 levels. We're using different nutrients. So what is the exact cause of that, you know, difference in results?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
so let's go back.
And listening to him speak earlier, like he really does paint the picture as he's telling the story. Like, not the story, but as he's going through the steps and the motions of everything. Like you said, like you have that image in your head of what he's talking. It's like a picture book almost. Like he explains it in ways that us stoners can understand. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very detailed. And
for us.
The funny thing is, like when we are doing more of the business side of things and presenting to more business-oriented people, sometimes I'll have to pull them back and be like, hey, like let's just stick to the point. Like I know you want to go into everything, but these people we're here for a specific reason. But he's that passionate about it, right? So
but that's what makes you a good team as well, right? You know, it's the yin and the yang. You know, he has strengths that you don't have, and you know the rest of your team has different strengths that you don't have, and that is what makes you a cohesive team, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. So let's just go back to the products. I know we've had a lot of people kind of jumping in here, and I really want to get this word out for you guys because I really want you to succeed because this is absolutely amazing technology. I can't believe anybody has. How is this not a thing? So give us the elevator pitch real quick again for anybody new joining in. what this fabulous yellow cup is.
Awesome.
Please.
Yeah, so first and foremost, this is built to last a lifetime, okay? So yes, you can reuse your solo cups, but eventually you transplant them enough, they're gonna crack, crinkle, break down, and they're also designed to be a single-use plastic, keep in mind, right? Anthony's in the chat, love to see it. So now we have the second feature, it's the triple drainage, as H likes to call it. So the first part of the drainage is that slanted bottom, okay? So that's gonna force the water out to the edges. And similar to like our fabric pots, right? It's like air pruning. If you have that air pruning and that drainage, the roots aren't gonna sit in a pile of water and focus where that water sits. They're going to be looking throughout the growing medium in the area for the water to soak up. So it's got that feature. Then we have the 5 cutouts around here and the lip on the bottom, which is where the water does drain out. And then since we don't want that runoff water, which could be heavy in some nutrients that our plant doesn't necessarily want, or also cause like a root rot, it's got that raised bottom. So if that's in there, you're going to have a nice, I don't know, centimeter or so above where the water runs off, and you're not going to have that water coming back up to it. And then, of course, the most exciting feature of this is the push bottom. As Mama Kush said earlier on our live, you're going to get a lot of root porn content from people.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
so. Root porn.
Yeah, and then so that's just gonna make transplanting super easy. You don't got a flipper. You don't have to push in the sides. They're super easy to clean. You don't got to dig your hand into the corners of the solo cup. They are going to be used for a competition. I just saw in the chat there. H and I are going to do Kurt versus H 2.0. And we're going to start off in the Bud Cups. I think we will transplant during that competition just to show that feature, of course. But we'd love to plan a competition where people do a start to finish grow just in the Bud Cups. Again, we spoke about this on our live. If you're going to do that, you're going to be needing to water multiple times a day, right?
Yes,
so a good idea to have
be in there.
An automated.
Especially you were talking about you and H are going to do your contests that you're talking about, but you're going to do yours in cocoa.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you're going to leave it in, I know you were talking about transplanting, but for people that want to run in cocoa and they're going to do a start to finish in your new Bud pots, or Bud Cups, you're gonna have to water like 5 times a day.
Yeah, especially
or more.
Phase and flower, they're going to be drinking quite a bit. So it'll be more comparable to that commercial style of grow where you're in a Rockwell cube and you're doing multiple feedings a day. And if anybody didn't check out that live, it is posted to our profile now, and H does explain kind of that commercial side of things where things can get really advanced where they're actually weighing the plant during the watering stage to figure out when to turn off the water and when to.
That was interesting. Yeah. That was actually really interesting. I was like,
that was amazing. Like it was just like I just remember the only comment that really stood out to me was like the knowledge.
Yeah.
Just like.
I love the comment that was all caps. Just said, "Shut up and take my money." That was
right. Like, how has nobody ever fixed? This is patent pending, guys. This is patent pending technology here. Yeah. So explain to us again how the program's going to work to get your hands on these like amazing cups.
Yeah, we're super excited and appreciate the enthusiasm from you, but in general the community says we get it. Like, we love our engagement. It doesn't matter. We had a very small account when I first started. Our original account actually got taken down. We were so excited to get to 420 followers. Like, you'd probably laugh at us now.
I think we've all done that picture. We all got to 420 and hit that picture. Yeah, we did it.
I got one somewhere on my phone. On one of my phones, anyways.
Get to 421, because then you're like,
Yeah, but then you can do it on every number you get to. 1,420, 2,420. And then you just circle the 420 and.
Yeah, exactly. So we normally get a couple hundred likes on posts and great engagement from people. We had over 8,000 likes on that pre-launch announcement. So that just goes to show, like, you know, it's something that people may not have thought about necessarily,
But
but
we
something that
need this in
we
our
want.
lives.
Yeah,
We need this
Groundbreaking.
in our lives.
yeah. So
This
No,
is
that's cool.
so the program. So it's going to be we have it posted here, the bit.ly/Bud Cups.
mhm.
So it's a Kickstarter program. So explain the program and the amazing deals if anybody jumps in like on like launch day. This is launch day, guys.
Yeah, let
This is
me.
launch day.
So it's product announcement day. I'm not sure where my. I like to go old school with my calendar, which creates this problem where sometimes I lose it.
Oh,
I
sorry.
like it printed.
I have November 21st as the launch day. Is it November 21st?
You're probably like, no, it's going to be the 24th, I think.
Oh, 24th?
Yeah,
okay.
I think
So this
we're
is
gonna
product
do another.
reveal day, guys. This is product reveal day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
Product
launch day.
reveal day
Reveal.
on the 24th. We're going to be live on Indiegogo, which is a Kickstarter competitor, which is Canna friendly, which is why we went with them instead of Kickstarter. But the first 100 people to order on the 24th are going to get the 50% discount. That's going to be the cheapest you're ever going to get these cups. That's a 4-pack, which will retail for around $20. So you're going to get 4 cups for $10 if you're one of those first people. So that link that's pinned there will take you to the page to get email updates so that you can make sure that you're marking that as your in your calendar. If you're not one of the first 100 people, don't worry. There's going to be kind of an incremental discount structure that we've got going on. And the goal of this is so that we can take this 3D printed prototype and get an actual mold, because that's going to last a lot longer, and we're not going to end up, putting a bunch of 3D printed cups in the garbage, because that's the whole point of this.
Well,
is not
and
throwing out a bunch of
not only
soap.
that, but
Make it
3D
sustainable.
printing can take a long time to do one.
5 hours. 5 hours.
Yeah, for one.
Per cup.
Yeah.
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 Which is
That's
why
what I mean. Like with a mold, you
Yeah.
can be pumping like 500 out an hour or
yeah,
200 an hour,
Exactly.
whatever it is. You can
exactly.
they can be made faster, and the dimensions are always going to be the same, and just
And this you guys have to remember, anybody watching here, you have to remember this is just, a small town grassroots community built company here that like this is not corporate we're dealing with here. This is, you guys in their basement with a 3D printer with a beautiful idea, and this is like, I know you guys have grown since then, but
Yeah,
how we
and
started.
to your point, yeah, eventually maybe we will be the enemy, the corporate guys, and you're like, oh, those BudTrainer guys are sellers. But no, we're just friends that I didn't even know H was growing weed when we first reconnected. So I originally met him when I was in school around, I would say 2013, 2014. And we kind of connected more on the consumption side. Didn't really talk business. We're just more casual friends. And it was funny. You might get mad at me for telling this story, but he had this like 3-foot whir, and we would just smoke this thing. It was hilarious. But yeah, it was way too big. So unnecessary. My favorite thing to use right now is this like little 1-foot bong, which might as well be a water pipe, but it's just like,
Oh, really?
the young stoners, the bigger the better for those pieces.
You know what?
But
This is my favorite, actually.
yeah, I love the customization.
Yeah, Gannick
I just got a great question actually.
Yeah.
What is the light penetration like on those cups being yellow?
That's a good question. I think it'll be better once we have the mold, but I'll have to ask H about that, because that's a great question. I can't imagine it would be any worse than a solo cup, right?
It's fairly thick.
Like if you put a solo cup on top of a light bulb, it's going to make the whole room red. But,
this is flimsy. Okay, so this is a flimsy cup right here, like right.
Yeah, and to answer that question, maybe just with some anecdotal evidence, like we've obviously started testing these things, and they're growing great, and the roots
Just say everything
look fantastic.
looks like it's growing just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess we'll have to start a Niagara College study once they're in production and really get all the data for that.
It's not new. So you've been working on this for what, a year now, growing with it and testing it and playing with it.
I think the first time I saw it at H's place was about 6 months ago, and this was one of the original prototypes that he gave me. Just had the flat bottom as well, and then we ended up going with that more cone-shaped bottom after kind of testing these ones. And I mean, this style still works great. It's just we really think this is an improvement right off the bat. So, and then that's another benefit of doing this pre-launch fundraising is we haven't set the actual mold design yet. So the feedback from the community is going to be something that we can implement into the mold before we actually purchase it.
Make any adjustments.
Yeah. The molds are expensive. They last a long time and they produce a great product. But if you're not going to sell a high volume of them, you know, it's not something that you should invest in lightly, right? So we sold 25,000 butt clips 3D printed before we actually started doing the mold ones.
Nice.
I feel like Vanna White.
Yeah. There you go.
And I really do. Like, I know Papa's teasing about the shampoo in the shower. If you guys made some, it's true. I probably would.
BudTrainer made shampoo. I'd see it in my shower because Mama loves all their products.
Well, you know what's funny is like everybody asks about H's apron. So like.
Oh yeah, I want one.
Yeah, so he got that just because. Whatever, we were ordering samples of shirts and he saw the apron. He's like, "Oh, I'll just get one of those." Yeah. And I swear, every live or post that we make, there's somebody DMing us like, "Oh, do you guys sell those aprons too?"
Yeah, yeah. How
so
do we
maybe
get
that'll
our
be
hands on that?
Might have to be something that gets put on the list.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want it too. I want a BudTrainer too.
Yes, yeah. There you go. There you go.
Me too. We're all in Canada. It gets cold here. I'm bald, so I mean, I leave my house right now when it's as cold as it has been, and I got like brain freeze going on.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. Yeah, but I mean, what an exciting day for us, and we're really excited to do the official launch on Indiegogo, and who knows what's going to happen from there. I mean, the support from people who it was funny. Mama Kush was on Joe's live last week, and Joe was prodded into doing an early release, and I kind of egged him on as well. And luckily, H was cool with that. So yeah.
Oh, that's
funny.
Hilarious. He's like, should I? And like the whole crowd was like, do it. And Nature's like, or sorry, Curtis is like, well, okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure, go.
Yeah.
I'll deal with H. Don't worry. I'll deal with H. Don't worry.
Ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's better to ask for forgiveness than beg for permission. I've been told. Right. So, no, but he's so funny. Like he did that completely live, right? And he even had me like anticipating it because he did this funny thing where like we sent him some butt clips too. So he had the packaging hiding what he was doing. And then he pulled out a pack of butt clips, and he's like, "This isn't the new product." And then he did like a quick peek at the bottom, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know what I should do." And I was sitting there like, "Open the package, man!" I said you could do it.
Oh, the whole
I want to see it.
was just egging him on. Oh, it was absolutely hilarious because Grower Joe is Grower Joe, right? Like he's so funny. Yeah, it was so. I think that it got deleted after that, didn't it? It didn't get posted.
I don't know if he posted all his lives because he goes live so much. Like I think he likes to keep his profile pretty clean, and that's good for his profile too. And
I think it did get posted for like an hour or something like that, and then I think he pulled it down. And then I saw he did another video saying like, "I'm so sorry, you know, I let it slip."
Yeah, I mean, I was really I was laying into it, right? Like I was making jokes about I was gonna get fired.
Oh, yeah, it was just all in fun, right? It was all in fun.
And Troy even made it funny too, because Troy at Northern Scrogger was like, you know what, you should do it, but I'm scared for you. It's like,
Yeah.
just, you know, it's funny. And I mean, luckily we already had the patent in, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. And they have such a big audience that, you know, we welcome that support.
Of course. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, we're all a community, right? So we're when you come up with an amazing product like this, and why didn't somebody think of this before? The community is going to be behind you, right? Like, this is
100%.
absolutely
Like,
amazing.
That's a game changer in, I think, everybody's garden. Just the simplicity of it, like how easy it is to take your plant out of that. Like you said, there's no turning it upside down. You're not dumping dirt all over the place. You can check before you pull it out. You know,
it's gonna be great for other crops too. Like, you can start all your veggies in these bud cups. So
yeah, exactly. We got shit to do over the winter, so we've got something to plant come spring.
Yeah, well, I mean,
absolutely.
I bought reusable starter little tiny cups for my veggies this year, and getting them out was so frustrating, right? And I didn't want to like jam something through the holes to pop it out from the bottom and hurt the roots. But it was like, I ended up cracking a couple of these little squared ones, and I was just like, wow, this is not a great system. It seems fine before you actually go to transplant, and then I ended up breaking a couple. So I was like, I mean, I'll start my veggies next year with these two, hopefully.
Like Troy said too earlier, I think it was Troy that was saying, a lot of the times when you plant in solo cups, you cut the holes or you poke the holes or whatever, and your roots are coming through the bottom. Yeah. So when you do pull them out of that solo cup, if you don't cut the cup all apart, you're ripping roots all, you know, you're pulling half your root system off, and they're still stuck to the cup.
For sure. Yeah. We're solving all those problems ideally.
Oh, I love it. I just dealt with that on the grow that I'm on right now. They were all in solo cups, and they were like, you know, sticking this far out the bottom of the cup. By the time I got around, I work full time. By the time I got to transplanting them, I ended up pulling half the roots off them.
Yeah, no good.
So explain the bottom to us again. So we've got this amazing, fabulous cup that's dishwasher safe, which that just blows my mind. I'll tell you right now, that just blows my mind. I love that. But now we have this bottom that goes into the bottom. And okay, so let's start with why we have the point and why it's directional.
Sure. So I mean, I've seen a couple people already put it in this way. So just remember, when you do get them, to put it in with the point facing up, and we're going to have our logo on the bottom, so it's going to be somewhat intuitive. But that will help the water just run off to the sides, right down the cracks in the hole. There's also 5 little kind of pins in case you're using like a really dense soil. It's still going to allow drainage in those spots. And then it's a triple drainage feature, right? So we got the slanted bottom, we've got the drainage on the side, and then it's raised. So you're not going to be leaving your, you know, sometimes with solo cups, even if you put them on a tray and you overwater it a bit too much, it'll suck all that runoff water back in. And you don't necessarily want that, because you're not going to have the same mix of nutrients in the runoff water as you do when you initially water it, especially for cocoa. I've got nutrient lock on cocoa tons just because I haven't done enough runoff or proper runoff.
They say it can't happen, but it can.
Yeah. So ideally, no more root rot with this, if you've ever dealt with that with solo cups. Because there's not going to be any of that pooling, and then obviously the runoff's not going to get sucked right back up. So.
Can you give us a display again on why we want this flip bottom?
The lifted bottom?
Yeah, so I want to see some root porn happening.
Yeah. Well, right. So the bottom does 2 features, of course. You got the drainage, and then you got the pop it like it's hot. Do a little Snoop Dogg and Pharrell reference there. So we're going to come up with some sort of hashtags, so when people are doing their root, you know, checking their roots, they can hashtag that, and we can get something fun going. And then who knows, if everybody's into it, maybe we'll do a really big bud cup competition and do a start to finish grow on that.
Nice.
would be fun.
I'm
There's so
sure.
many solo cup
I'm sure
grows,
we
so
could get
this
somebody
would
to
be.
throw some seeds. I'm sure we could get somebody to throw some seeds in on that, and
Oh yeah.
that way everybody can grow the same plants in the same cups.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so today was it today only? If you head over to the link, it's 50% off
So
to
that
get the
link's going to
Kickstarter
be
going.
more of an information page, and then there's going to be an area where you can sign up as a subscriber for emails. So it's going to be the first 100 people to actually purchase on Indiegogo. The production's going to take a couple months, so the goal is to have them delivered by April of 2024, right before the outdoor season in the Northern Hemisphere. I understand we've actually got a lot of international fans. Big shout out to Australia. Our products
Australia.
are
Oh,
doing
they're
so well
screaming for
there.
this equipment.
Yeah, so they're
Nice.
just getting ready for their summer grow season. So unfortunately, they're going to be probably getting it closer to their indoor season, but
That's
it is
okay
what it is. And,
though.
yeah,
Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
we'll work out the bumps up here, and they'll get the finished product down there.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Australia and having international fans, how many countries or how many places are you guys in right now? Because I know
We are,
you guys have been getting around lately, and I've been seeing your name popping up at different locations. So,
yeah. Unfortunately, because we're so cannabis centric, it's still just the four major markets. So New Zealand and Australia, who still have quite a bit of regulation going on. So you need to jump through some hoops to get medical exemptions there. And then I would say most of our retailers are in the United States, in the legal country, states, and then Canada as well. So we're over 220 retailers. We love our retail
wow.
partners because that's, again, back to that community, right?
Yep.
The community is built on those hydro shops where people used to sit down in a chair and, get a lot of the right knowledge, maybe a bit of grow science mixed in there once in a while, but that
Yep.
sense of community really started there. And they've been great. So if you're a retailer in New Zealand or Australia, Dome Garden Supply is our distributor there now. We actually just announced a partnership with Hort US, which is really awesome up and coming distributor in the US. Great team there. Again, lots of growers and community members in that actual distribution network. And then we have the OG of OGs in Canada. It's Biofloral in Canada for Canadian retailers. So we're hopeful that Europe's going to come around with their laws eventually.
Yeah.
We get a ton of growers in European countries, but they are, people who own hydro shops in the UK are getting arrested for telling people how to grow, right?
Yeah.
Like they can't even get away with being incognito. They do stings on these people, right? So we traveled to Spannabis earlier this year specifically to present ourselves in front of these distributors because it's different when you're doing it on Zoom than doing it in person with broader products with us. Sure. And there was definitely interest, but they're just the risk is not worth the reward for them right now. They're not going to go to jail to sell training clips. And
right.
It's really important for us to be a cannabis-centric brand. We are not interested in beating around the bush. We're not interested in pretending that we're growing tomatoes.
Exactly.
We're a cannabis brand, and we're going to be proud of that. And if that means we're not going to make as much money, so be it. And we'll work through it.
No, but it's not that you won't make as much money, because you will, right? Because there's a lot of us out here.
For sure.
And there's a lot of new people coming on board.
It is what it is, right?
As things are opening up, right? Like all of a sudden Europe's just going to open up, and I hear Germany's like really.
Germany's already
open.
got legislation there. We actually have a friend of H's who's in Germany who's getting our name out there. But it's sad, right? Like when I plan vacations, you got to check whether it's legal or not, right? And everywhere you go, you can get a drink. Everywhere you go, you can smoke a cigarette. And I don't see why cannabis is any different. Obviously, there's theories and conspiracy theories about why that's gone on. And
I feel like
you know,
cannabis
there's so
is
much.
different, though. I feel like it's actually better for you than those other two
that
things
might
that you mentioned.
be
I
the
mean,
problem.
I do all of them, so I mean, I'm not, you know.
But that's why they demonized it, because they couldn't make any money off of it, right?
Exactly.
You know, they were like, oh, well, let's make it evil so nobody can buy
Yeah,
it.
and I mean, hemp's got so
We showed
many
them.
other. Yeah, hemp's got so many other practical
Mhm.
uses, whether it's clothing, packaging, you know, all
Yeah.
that
think
stuff. So
I think Henry
mean,
Ford built a car out of hemp back
Mhm.
in 1930
He
or whatever,
he had a
whatever it
hemp
was.
farm. He had a
yeah,
hemp farm.
Yeah,
I
he
think
built
it
an
was
entire
him. I
car
don't.
body out of like an old Ford, like one of the very first back in the day. I'm pretty sure he did that, and he wasn't allowed to use it because they then made cannabis illegal, which unfortunately hemp fell into all of that, and we lost
Yeah.
out big time
It was
on a lot of good
all money.
products, I think.
It was all money.
yeah. And you know what? Whatever. That's going to give us our generation an opportunity to be the ones that change that,
Change it.
and
Yep.
we'll be
Yeah.
on the forefront. It'll be exciting. There'll be a movie about the canna community one day, and it's such a tight-knit community right now. It's going to be amazing to see where it goes in the next 20 to 30 years, and we're in it for
Right?
the long haul here. And by then, maybe we'll have a massive lineup of products that you buy once and you can reuse, and it's good for
Yeah.
everything, right?
It's funny,
I
like
just
I've been here
love
for
the
2 years
quality.
now.
Yeah.
I've been here for 2 years now, and the amount of changes I've seen in 2 years is so crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like good changes, like things happening
Well,
for the
the
better.
community is opening up. More people are talking about it, and so then all of a sudden companies are listening, going, "Oh, maybe we better jump on board. These people
Yeah,
know
I
what
think
they're
we're missing
talking about
something
over
here.
there."
So exactly,
We-
and it goes
You
back
guys are
to
already there. You guys are just like the little guys coming up with these amazing ideas. We're not talking about anything big and corporate here, people. This is, this is grassroots here, and the innovation. Like
yeah.
it just blows me away. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Everybody in this chat and on this live here has probably dealt with the Meta team blocking posts and
Yep.
restricting reach, right? So
Yeah.
it really is. It's not really a choice for us as a community to work together, right? We have groups of followers that aren't getting suggested each other's pages, even though normally the algorithm would, right? So if you made a beer brand and somebody followed Budweiser, you'd probably see that new beer brand on your suggested feed, but you're not going to see BudTrainer on your suggested feed because of that line that they've made. So I really appreciate you guys.
Our community.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me here. I do have dinner waiting for me, and my wife's sent
no worries,
a couple
man.
texts, so I might jump off unless there's any other quick questions here you guys got for me.
No, I don't think so. Off the top of my head.
Give us a quick little rundown. Just give us just
I'll
a quick
give you
little
the
sayonara.
3 takeaways from this live if you're interested in the Bud Cups. So this is going to be the last starter cup you ever buy. Okay, it's going to make transplanting and taking care of your wee babies a lot easier. And number 3 is if you actually want to get these, go to that pinned link, bit.ly/budcups. We're not going to have anything for sale yet. That the launch for Indiegogo is on November 24th, and then delivery will be next April. But the earlier you order one of these, the better the discount you're going to get.
Cheaper. Yep.
We're going to have some other announcements that are coming up. So go to that link, get the emails, and you're not going to miss out.
Perfect.
Fabulous.
All right.
Beautiful.
Love it. Thank you so much, Curtis, for joining
Yes.
us and hosting me earlier today. I've been hanging out. You're probably sick of my face now.
No, never. I'm just ready for bed. I'm ready for food and ready for bed. So
right?
It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Thank you guys so
It's
much for
exhausting.
having me, and we'll do it
It's been a
again.
big day for you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Enjoy
coming
the
on.
rest of your weekend.
For sure. See you later.
See you, man.
Oh, so fun. Oh my
Awesome.
goodness. Like, seriously, you guys, this is like, how did nobody think of this? How is this?
Well, that's kind of what
like,
I was thinking
we've been-
earlier
we've
when
been
I was
dealing-
watching it.
We've been dealing with this shit, right? Like, we've
Exactly.
been dealing with this shit for so long.
When you got to squeeze your cups, you squeeze your cups, and then you're breaking up, you're loosening up all the dirt in there, then you turn it upside down, and everything falls apart. Like I have to wet mine all the time before I pull them out, so it's kind of like the sandcastle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
Exactly. Like this is absolutely amazing. Like the technology.
these
So
are
this is this. So now I'm gonna go. It's like a hat because you put it. So this is it goes inside the cup, right? Like that. So it's designed so the water does not pool at the bottom. So it has a nice, beautiful drainage, and it's because of course H thinks of everything, right? So it's got
mhm.
this beautiful angle to it, and I don't know if you can see, it's got, oh, I don't think you can see it. It's grooved. So
I
like,
thought I could see that kind of, yeah, like a
remember
record
that?
almost.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, sorry.
Exactly. So we got the bud clips. We got the bud clips, your training clips, make your training life way easier. And then when your
Hmm.
plants outgrow that, then you got your bud hugger training wire,
Yep.
right? And then they have all their pots. So they have their new
Oh, we
bud
didn't
cups that'll be
even
coming out soon. I got them
talk
sitting
about
right beside
this.
me, but um, they got 3 gallon.
I love the new tags, by the way. Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell them. The new tags on the new pots are fabulous. Yeah.
5 gallon, 7 gallon. I don't actually don't have the 10 gallons, and I don't have the 15 gallons, but they sell 10s, they sell
So
15s, and then they sell 25s.
I have the 10s, I have the 15s, and I have the 25s. You got
Yeah,
the
so I
little
got the
5
three
ounce can.
fives, the sevens, and the 25s. I just don't have the 10 and the 15.
The 25s were fabulous for my outdoor. I'm gonna next year, like I was late. It was not a, we almost burned down this year. It was not a good summer. It was not a good quality summer for outdoor, but my pot stood the test of time. Look at the quality on these things. And look at
So
the top here.
this is a metal ring,
Yeah, so it doesn't flop around on you.
and then you got your holes, so you can hook your bud hugger wire on there after
Hmm.
you're done with your
Oh,
clips.
so H had a really good tip. So I don't want to open it, but he takes these on these new training cups, right? Because if you're growing a bigger plant, you need to train. You wrap the bud huggers around it, and you make a little loop. Yep,
This
like
is bigger.
that.
This will go around the top.
Yes. So you would go that around like that, and then you can hook additional wires wherever you need. So if you want just a nice light little bend and get those girls started, it was a fabulous little tip. It could because it's ridged. I don't know if you can see. It's ridged right
Yep.
right there. So it's got a little bit of a lip right there. So then the bud huggers, because they're rubber, they don't slip.
And
So
Troy
it will.
actually even said too, if you hook where the holes are on the bottom,
Yep.
you can just make a little
Yes.
L-shape hook and then
Yes.
bring it up from there too. So which was also a cool
Yep.
idea. So
Right
you could
there.
do it either way. There's multiple
Yes.
ways of using it.
And I don't think they had thought of that until we said it, because this is a prototype, people. This is a prototype. So this is our product reveal for BudTrainer. I saw a little comment in there. So this is product reveal for BudTrainer. So Curtis was gracious enough to join us for the last hour to help us understand what and why we need these in our lives, because dishwasher safe, people. Dishwasher safe. Like that just
And
blows my mind. It's
and the
gonna,
fact that you don't throw them away, they're not going to break on you,
this is crap. This is
you know.
crap. Like we've all been dealing with this for years, right? Now, these guys,
So hold
you
on
are
one
part
sec.
of the community.
I just got a request to go live. We're actually gonna end
Yeah,
this
we're
one
gonna
in a
roll
couple
into it.
minutes,
We're
and then
gonna
we're
roll
gonna
into
come
it.
back.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I want to end this one as the BudTrainer
As
interview
the
so that we
interview.
can
So
keep them separate.
Grummy Gardens right after this. So we want to show, and I'll put this away because I'm seriously, I'm in love with these cups.
Obsessed with it.
I really am.
It's funny.
Okay, so
That's funny.
let's wrap it up, and then we'll come back with Grummy Gardens, everybody. So get those Friday night legs on. We want to see your girls.
Go get your tents unzipped and get ready because we're coming back in 5. Peace.
Peace.